My name's Michelle Mak. I'm the lecturer for protected cropping at Western Sydney University, the School of Science, and my research expertise probably falls under agricultural science, but I usually explain myself as an applied scientist because I'm solutions based and I'm always looking for what problems does the industry have that I can solve. I had spent 20 years in retail pharmacy before I came to study science, and it was about the stage when the Y2K bug, and it started to make me think about our food security in Australia. And so I thought, well, there's all these issues coming up, like raising salinity in soils and droughts and heavy metal toxicities and food fraud, for want of a better word. So there was all these questions I had about our food security, and I was wondering, well, if the banks collapse and that kind of system, how will we feed ourselves? Do we have those skills anymore? So that's kind of what brought me back to studying science and studying agricultural science. And I was just hoping that I might be one of those scientists that can communicate some of the solutions. Exciting research for me is solving problems. So whenever I get out on farm to talk to growers and actually hear what their issues are, that's when my mind starts to think, okay, how can we tackle this for them, and where can I delve into the science a bit deeper to find an answer that can be practically applied. So that's what's exciting to me, and sometimes that might be crops we already have and issues that growers have, particularly in protected cropping, around pest and disease management and sustainability issues. How can we use less of the resources to get more of the better quality fruits and vegetables out and keep the nutritional side at the same time? So those projects are exciting to me, and then Indigenous projects are super exciting to me. That's one of my personal passions. I'm really keen to see more of the percentage of the bush tucker industry go back to Indigenous people. So yeah, that's my other passion project, and my love of research is where can we keep that food security and that food sovereignty. I think that's something that's not talked about often enough, is what's culturally appropriate for people, and can we get the researchers to research those culturally appropriate foods for them. So I do lots of Australian native work where I can, and industry work where there's problems to be solved. So I'm chasing what's actually applicable to be more sustainable and really to have less waste in our system as well. So for me, it's collaboration is key. If you don't know what's wrong in the system or what challenges the growers especially are having, but even post-harvest, manufacturers of food past the farm gate, what issues are they having for post-harvest science, for product development, for packaging, for all these things that lead to food waste. Those kinds of things, that means that you have to get on the ground and you have to engage with industry. So my research really goes all the way from the seed to on your plate, end of production. So in anything that I'm researching, I'm looking for how does that serve the food industry, either from the growing end or from the food science sort of end, for preserving the product for as long as possible so we have less waste. So yeah, I think all parts of my research are trying to support the food industry and agri-food. So Hanya Neoparist is a PhD student here at Western who has a pathology background in plant pathology, and we took her on in particular to look at the finger lime industry, because it's a native Australian food, but it is kind of not that well publicised, I guess, or not that well utilised. We don't export as much as we could, so it's a good growing industry. But there's a few challenges with every industry, and if you can try and help them solve some of the solutions while they're forming and growing and getting off the ground, I think that's the most sustainable way to work with those people. So we're working with growers and pathologists, and we're trying to look at a few different things. One is this particular citrus fruit is more cold sensitive, so it doesn't work well in our normal way of transporting food around the country in 4 degrees refrigeration. It's that gives it a bit of chilling damage. So we're looking at packaging that might also help preserve that food, and then so we'd have less waste. One of the other things is on an orchard level, a lot of growers are using fungicides because they just want to spray as a precaution. I think it's a bit of an environmental issue. So we're trying to build a CRISPR-Cas12a molecular diagnostic tool, and that can be used in the field in real time, taking samples from the trees and diagnosing whether or not that disease is actually even there. If it's not there, you don't need to spray, which is great. The farmers save money, the environment saves chemicals, but if it is there, then you know how and when to treat it, and that can help a long way in reducing the waste. So her project is really amazing. It's kind of got a bit of blue science to it. It's got a lot of practicality to it, and it's already engaged with industry and with government. And we've been really fortunate to have the Plant Innovation Centre scientists working with us to build that CRISPR-Cas12 diagnostic tool. It's been a great collaboration. I'm really happy to see her doing well. So the future food system has such a great balance between the technology, bringing communities together with the hubs as well. It comes down to people. Technology is fantastic, but in the end you need the skills and the people that are going to drive the food industry. So I think that's really important. And then planning for the future. We know we live in a society where there's major disruptions and new things coming in all the time. Mega trends are kind of directing where we're going. So I think you have to have your eye on the future while you're looking at also securing what you have now, and that's true sustainability really. I really feel honoured and privileged to be part of it, and it's been great in supporting some of our students, and it's just great to see all the companies that are willing to invest in research, because I'm so interested in investing in them and their challenges and giving them solutions. It's just amazing to be part of that network where they're willing to invest in the R&D.